Hi, everybody, and welcome to Facebook Live with Team Santosha Yoga. We're so happy and excited to be here with you all today. I'm going to start by briefly introducing all our team members. We'll start with Anusha, and I'm sure that you visited our website, santoshayogastudio.net, and she is the creator. Yes, she's waving her hand, and she's the creator of our website. Thank you so much, Anusha. It's such a beautiful website. We've, everybody who's been seeing the website is saying that they feel so serene and peaceful after. So she's the creator of our website. Then we have, thank you, and then we have Gayatri and Moshmi. Both of who are our outreach team and they're our support team. And then we have Padma Priya, who is really the backbone. Yes, she's waving, and she's the backbone of our studio, and she's our lead admin coordinator. Takes care of all the back end work, and so that we all have it's all functioning smooth. So again, everybody, welcome. And I'd like to start with calling upon Moshmi to share with us what what is this June? Everybody's talking about International Day of Yoga. It'll be June being Yoga Month. Could you tell us a little bit more about that and kickstart this Facebook Live, please?
Sure. Thank you, Meloni, for introduction. Hi, everybody. As you know, this is Moshmi, and let me speak a little bit about Celebrate Yoga. So the United Nations General Assembly, on the suggestion of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, declared June 21st as the International Day of Yoga. And in his speech, PM Modi's speech, he said yoga is an invaluable gift from our ancient tradition. Yoga embodies unity of mind and body, thought and action, a holistic approach that is valuable to our health and our well-being. Yoga is not just about exercise, it is a way to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and the nature. This is what PM Modi said in his speech. So the first International Day of Yoga was celebrated in the year of 2015. When proposing 21st June as the date, Modi said that the date is the longest day of the year in the Northern Hemisphere. From the perspective of yoga, the summer solstice marks the transition to period of Dakshinayana, which has a very deep, special spiritual significance in many parts of the world. So, and the second full moon after the summer solstice is known as Guru Purnima. Shiva, the first yogi, is said to have begun imparting the knowledge of yoga to the rest of the mankind on this special day, and he became the first guru of the first teacher of yoga. So these are little few information about the special Celebrate Yoga Day.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Thank you, Moshmi. And I'm sure that people found that really helpful. Great. So, yoga is really, in PM Modi's address, he's mentioned that yoga is really, it has a very deep spiritual significance. And it's also a lot more than just the physical asanas or the exercises. It is also the exercise of the mind, right? So I'd like to call upon Gayatri, and she can actually share with us her experience too, and what really yoga is, and what is the definition also of yoga. So Gayatri, please share with us.
Thanks once again, Meloni. So I've always been intrigued by the philosophy of yoga. Right? For me, the purpose of yoga is what sage Patanjali defines it as. He says, yoga chitta vritti nirodha, which means yoga is controlling or quietening the fluctuations of the mind, right? Our mind goes through these fluctuations throughout the day, and it it's really not about whether it's good or bad. It's not that we are judging them. It's just about finding the right balance, right? So with regular practice of yoga, you are more aware of these fluctuations, and the more aware you are, the intensity of these fluctuations reduces. And it's so fascinating, to observe the gymnastics of the mind, right? Of course, this is not something that you master right away. It's I think, everyday lifelong journey. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, yoga is a constant practice. It's a constant abhyasa. So wonderfully said. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It's just basically observing the modulations and then coming back into the present moment. And our mind really has so many gymnastics right through the day, so many thoughts. And, we're sometimes even daydreaming. And so to catch ourselves and come into that present moment is very important. Great. So, since we're on the topic of yoga philosophy, I was wondering, Anushka, could you share with us a little bit more on yoga philosophy? What are the common scriptures that people, that yogis often study, and they encourage us to learn? If you could go ahead and share with us.
Yeah, good question, Milani. Sure. So there are numerous scriptures available on yoga, right? But today I will just touch upon three main texts that I have had access to and what I infer for myself from them. Yeah. So when we talk of yoga, majority of us think of it as just yogic postures or asanas or some kind of exercise. But somebody who has read any of the yoga scripture would know that it's much beyond that. Asanas is just a part. Yoga is a way of living. So Lord Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita defines yoga. He says, yoga is a balanced state of both the body and the mind. It's a balanced state of emotions, of thoughts and intellect, and it's basically a balanced state of behavior. So beautiful, right? Then we come to the Patanjali Yoga Sutras. So Maharishi Patanjali, a great sage, arranged all these aspects of yoga in a sequential manner to form the Yoga Sutras. And there he talks about the Ashtangas, or the 8 limbs of yoga. The reason I'm discussing that today is because it just interests me the most, as it teaches you the right way of living life, and which, if followed, really helps one progress on this path of yoga and spirituality, right, to achieve that state of equanimity, of balance. So the 8 limbs of yoga mentioned here are yama, like how we deal with the world around us; niyama, which deals with basically the inward practices to improve the self. Then we have asanas, or maintaining the correct posture, a good posture. Fourth comes pranayama, or breath control, so incorporating the right breathing pattern along with the yogic postures that we do. Then is pratyahara, which is the withdrawal of senses. So consciously, voluntarily just engaging less with our senses and doing things with more mindfulness. Sixth is dharana, or concentration, where you do things with a single pointed focus, which leads us into the 7th, that is dhyana, or meditation. And ultimately comes samadhi, that's pure contemplation. A state of total belongingness with the self, where the seer merges with the scenery. So these are the 8 limbs of yoga that's mentioned here. Then we have one of the most renowned texts on Hatha Yoga, known as the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. This text touches on 6 things that help you progress on the path of the spiritual path, which is known as the Sadhak Tattva. It's mentioned that utsaha, or enthusiasm, sahasa, courage, dhairya, determination, being very staunch and sticking to what you have to do, what is right. Then tattva jnana, having the right discrimination of what is there, right, wrong, what is temporary, permanent, changing, unchanging, so on. And then we come to nishchaya, being very clear and having total clarity and faith in whatever you're doing. And the last is janasangha parityaga. So this is not like leaving the company of people and living in solitude. That's not what it it needs to be interpreted as, but having the right set of people around you, the right kind of music or right kind of books, like limiting your interactions and just being more and more aware of what you're saying, doing, talking. Similarly, we have 6 aspects which can also be obstacles. Like we have things which help us progress. There are things that can be obstacles on the path of yoga or spirituality too. And it is mentioned that overindulgence, any kind of overindulgence like overeating, overexerting, over-talking, can be obstacles on the spiritual path. Also following the wrong discipline or wrong principles in life. Not being very aware of the company that you keep, because company, be it people, books, music, all this have a different effect on a state of mind and energy. So just being aware of this effect and being very mindful of the company that you keep. And the 6th is lack of commitment. So we start with something and then we drop out, we keep changing practices. This all can be obstacles on our path to spirituality. So the beauty of these texts and the way I interpret and understand is that none of our scriptures really tells us to renounce everything at once and go into solitude. All it focuses is on moderation, doing everything in the right set of amount, And this is so nice, and really it has helped me so much to be more and more aware of my actions, more mindful. And this helps me feel freedom not only at the level of my body, but also at the level of the mind. So I really find this very helpful and informative, and I hope it helps the others too.
Wow, that was wonderful, Anusha. Thank you so much for sharing. Truly on my path and on my journey of yoga, especially, the scriptures, reading the scriptures, or even just 2 lines, they've helped me progress, with more faster, understanding really the mind and understanding the various patterns, the behaviors. But most importantly, I really want to share that the Badak Tattva and the Sadak Tattva that you mentioned, that is from the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which is written by Swami Swatmarama, and it's so beautifully laid out, and really encourage all our students at Santosha Yoga to study this and read this, so that they're able to find that progress. And I in fact encourage everybody who's interested in yoga to study Badak Tattva and Sadak Tattva, and to kind of note how it's impacting and affecting their life, their behavior, and it makes a world of a difference, really. So again, yes, we know that yoga is more than just physical asanas. It is also the mind. So we do know it in the West as exercise. That is really just a stepping stone. What the exercise will do is will remove the restlessness from the body. It will help the body heal, strengthen, keep diseases away or reduce diseases. When aches and pains come, or when we have sleeplessness, it helps to take care of all that, right? It removes that restlessness and anxiety and all of that from the body. And then also, when that happens, the mind is more steady. The mind is more present. The mind is more still, more in this moment. And when that happens, we're able to really live in our true nature, our optimum nature of living in compassion, of being kind to others, humans and animals, and just being more forgiving, more mind and body stronger. So the benefits of yoga are many, and since we are in June, as Moshmi mentioned earlier, summer solstice, the longest, the days are longer. You have more time to spend and do yoga. So June is Yoga Month. 21st June is International Day of Yoga. Definitely see if you would like to take up this practice. Start now. But before we go forward, I really would like to call upon Padma Priya, who has been really our whole and soul of our our yoga studio, to share how yoga has impacted positively and benefited her. So, Padmapriya, if you could
Yes.
please share.
Yeah, thank you, Miloni. So when this pandemic started, I thought I'll casually try your yoga for a month, and later I'll decide what to do next. But it's been almost 15 months when I look back, and I can totally say that I got addicted to your yoga now. First thing, first thing I would say that I became a morning person. I used to have this mental block for getting up in the morning, but now all my practices I shifted to mornings. I'm glad that I came out of it through yoga, and with this regular sadhana, I observed that my muscles got more flexible, and my asanas became way deeper than my expectations. And also, yoga made me more aware of my breathing, and my posture also became much better than before. And totally, I can say, totally, my lifestyle has changed. I started eating healthy, and from the energy I got with the regular sadhana, I started walking every day. I walk for almost 1 to 1.5 hours, and I'll also share. I want to share that. Recently, when I went for my annual checkup, my doctor was very much impressed with my lab reports, and she asked me to continue whatever I'm doing now. So I'm glad that I chose this path, and I want to say thank you, Miloni, for motivating me to do regular practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Padmapriya. I'm at a loss of words, so I'll just call upon Moshmi, if you could also share a little bit about how yoga has benefited you.
Thank you, Meloni. Thank you for everything, you know. So, just like Padmapriya, we were at home, you know, during pandemic, and I said, okay, let me try to do yoga. I was not a morning person either, you know, and I tried waking up, and I made my husband do that as well along with me. He would be a little mad initially, but now he loves it. So I used to have this muscle catch on my calf after having my firstborn. It was very painful, especially at night. The muscle would catch, and I would just scream in the middle of the night. It was that painful. So I don't feel that anymore, you know. It literally, it's a past thing now for me. I can't even remember the pain. It like it never happened, you know. So that yoga has really helped me heal that part of the body, my calf. And besides that, I've become a morning person, and it makes me feel that my day goes by so much more fruitful, so productive, more calm with kids, and you know, to manage home, full-time job, and kids and everything. So that has helped me a lot. And physically, I even had, as I mentioned, muscle catch, as well as my back used to hurt because we sit most of the time on the chair, right, at work. So that has relieved me, given me that soothing feeling, you know. So, and I'm very addicted to Miloni's yoga. Never a day without yoga. It is yoga and meditation. So she, after meditation, after yoga, she leads us into meditation. It's like a piece of the main thing, you know, the cake. After, you know, the whole, she makes it so beautiful. The whole process is so beautiful that I would encourage everybody to at least experience, try for it, and go ahead with it.
Thank you, Moshmi. Thank you. I'm grateful to have you in our class and in our team.
Thank you.
Gayatri, would you like to share something?
Sure, sure, Meloni. So a few years ago, I injured my back and my knees, and I was on painkillers almost every day, and I used to go for physical therapy and all that, but you know, nothing worked. I still remember this day so vividly. You know, I was on an international flight to India. I was in so much pain. I was not able to sit. I literally had tears in my eyes. I just wanted to cut my leg off, and that day I realized that I have to do something different. I have to change my treatment plan. And that's when I started doing yoga regularly with you. And it's been like 2 years now. I don't take painkillers. I have gained a lot of strength, flexibility and balance in my body and in my mind. And I am much more confident with my body's ability to do things. Before, I used to be like, if I go for a hike, will I have back pain? If I climb stairs, when my knees hurt, can I do this? Can I do that? But now I have that, freedom. I am so relieved. And actually, I should say that I am very grateful for that pain. Otherwise I would not have taken yoga this seriously. So I'm very, very grateful for, that pain. And, thanks a lot, Meloni, for, all the motivation and effort and energy. Yeah.
Thank you, Gayatri. Thank you. Anusha, I'd like to invite you to share how yoga has benefited you as well.
Yeah. To be honest, I may be probably the least constant person here with yoga, but yeah, it's been a long journey with you, Meloni, right from the pandemic, got onto as an admin and then got motivated onto doing yoga every day. Just because I was the admin, I need to be there. So it's all started with that. But along the journey, I realized that it was not just that my body was healing, it was also my mind that was healing. And that made a huge difference to me. So like everyone mentioned, the energy levels were so high. I was able to channelize my day so much more productively with so much of mindfulness. So I was basically staying calm myself and keeping my people around me calm rather than just boggling them up too. So it just helped me make my family more happier, a place to live, and just accept things more actively and take actions for it rather than cribbing about it in the mind. Secondly, yoga really helps me prepare my bed of roses for meditation. So once I'm done with yoga, I can slip into meditations just like that, and which makes things so much more easier for me. And also, I mean, this is one motivating factor, So I honestly don't do yoga every single day, but yes, I have that agenda in my head that I need to do, because with the little bit of yoga that I do, I have experienced immense instant benefits, so to speak. But it's a constant practice. I know that, I'm aware of that. And this kind of motivates me to come back to the practice again and again and again. And for me, I think everybody has their ups and downs with their practices, but what counts the most is getting back on that day. And Santosha Yoga, or your yoga in general, has been that platform for me. You have been that inspiration, the way you lead your yoga classes with so much of love, care, and with that single point focus that your students should benefit, and that's all that you want. That comes across so crystal clear that there's just no iota of doubt over there. So thank you so much, Meloni, for everything that you've given us and for just giving us this platform of love and care. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all for sharing. It's really something that I've been blessed by my Gurudev, and I'm only the instrument. It's all a higher power and a higher source. I'm just grateful that it is, of course, my story another time, because we're running over time, but it has benefited me so much, and it is continuing to enrich my life in all ways. And my physical body, my strength, my health, my mental ability to deal with everybody to keep a good atmosphere for people who are around me. And so on this yoga month and this yoga day, Santosha Yoga is having a very special 3-day complimentary yoga pass for everybody who would like to try yoga for the first time. And so we will continue to check our Facebook. We're uploading the flyer right after this link, along with the registration sign up. It's a complimentary free class, 3 days of yoga. And as you all saw, that how we've all become morning people, really, we're all, our 5:45 a.m. classes are packed, right? I mean, people are addicted to waking up early. We all, do yoga really early in the morning, and in a group, the synergy, the energy is just skyrocketing. So yes, come and join. The International Day of Yoga is on Monday, which is June 21st. But we have a 3-day complimentary pass. So Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, you get to do 3 days of yoga with us. All classes are 75 minutes. And we will have all the timings and the details and the registration link in the flyer after this live. So thank you again, everybody, for watching our Facebook Live and sharing space with us. We had such a wonderful time sharing our love, our passion, and our experience of yoga with you all, and invite you all to take up yoga in some form or the other this June. Take care and have a great night. Bye-bye.